Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my corner of the internet. Once again, my name is Jason, and today we're back with some more Shadowrun Returns. Last time we made our ways to the docks. We made our way into this warehouse, and basically the Ripper had claimed another victim. So we're going ahead to investigate the crime scene. So we've just arrived here. No cops have stopped us at the door. I do see, I believe his name's Dresden. Over there, I believe he's taking a look at the body, and I believe there's a limb missing. So I'm going to take it slow just in case someone stops me. No. Let's go ahead and just talk to Officer Aguirre. See what he's got to say. Took your sweet time, didn't you? Yeah, you know the traffic these days. Why don't you fill me in? We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? What the heck is that? Well, you know, the National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try and determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer, and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals. That'll get you killed quick. Or spilling corpse secrets, not the wisest career choice. Scientists don't make good criminals. Someone has not watched Breaking Bad. So we're gonna go with, the bottom one. Spilling corpse secrets. Nope. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his courtmaster's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Either that or the actual killer planted that evidence or used it as a convenient cover. Alright, new objective, investigate the murder scene. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the office because, you know, why not? That's what he suggested we do. We've got a couple points we can take a look at. We can take a look at the computer or the lockers. Let's look at the lockers first because it's not the main objective. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Let's inspect his toothbrush. Is it well used? The toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. This appears to be the victim's locker. Okay, I already read that. Inspect his comb. The comb is black plastic and has some wiry gray hairs stuck in it. Wiry gray hairs. Okay. I have a feeling that those are clues. Alright, let's take a look at the computer. What does it got to say? The researchers' work... The researchers' work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Read the notes for case file number 95. Case file number 95, Federated Boeing jetliner, blah blah blah, big number. It's actually not that big, but anyways. The plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17th, 2053. So 20:45 a.m., the pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. Well, that's not good. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. The co-pilot radios in a mayday. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. That sounds suspicious. Case file number 96. Redacted. Well, that's not suspicious either. But unmanned? Okay. Number 98. The file has been corrupted. Well, isn't that just convenient? Read the researcher's private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file number 96. That's the one where the pilot went missing. The crash of an Ares jetliner near UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information can be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. Leave the computer. Alright, so we've checked out the computer. Before we go take a look at the body, I want to go around and see if there's anything else that we can stumble on. What's this? You don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a svelte young woman posing with an assault rifle. Well, that's great for workplace morale. Ah, mouse cursor. Alright, so there's a locked door we can't get in. We can go ahead and talk to Aguirre again. Let's go and do so. What? If this was a corp hit, why'd they leave the evidence on the computer? Good catch. That information's probably worth a fortune if you found a buyer. Oh yeah. I just need to find a buyer now. Alright, let's talk to Dresden. I was right, I remembered his name. Yes! Alex Axe! Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off? Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your crudstick did, at any rate. Anyway, surprise, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like business is good for Dylamorg these days. So what's the story with this one? You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? Let's go with the top one. It sounds snarky. Kind of, you know, it's got a humorous vibe to it. Looks like business is good for Dylamorg these days. Ha! Yes, indeed. yes, indeed. The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the conditions of the body, it looks like he was killed around, 2 in the morning. You're very good at that. Cause of death, unknown. It might be, the missing arm and probably bled to death. And several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely, if I might say so. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell you yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Interesting. You just said that he had a bunch of organs removed, and he also had a lot of scar tissue from a major surgery. Is it possible that this is a Ripper victim, and just this time here he decided to get more than one organ? Let's see. Nice hole where his chest was. So, what was on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see, is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. It sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs? Any theories? Who's that woman over there? And I'm going to take a look around. Let's just go down the list. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. Oh, did I forget to censor that? I can't remember if I've censored that in the past. Moving on. So how's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective's shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already trying to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. So, did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Aguirre's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. That's true, you're probably doing a lot of overtime. Alright, so it sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that. Coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. Okay, wait. So, right at the crime scene, no one's found out. She just shows up and you guys are like, whatever. Like, I get myself, I was called in by the detective. He was like, hey, I've got a lead, and I think maybe you might, you might be interested in that. But her, no one knows who she is. Shannon Halfsky. You're not a cop. She looks up watching you early. Well, you're observant. Nope. Who's the stiff? She glares at you for a moment, and you can see pain in her eyes, along with something else. Power. He's my brother, and I'm trying to learn from him the identity of his killer. Alright, sorry, well, no, maybe I'm not. I can't remember the personality for Alex. Yeah, whatever. She stands by what she said. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. Ah, you're a shaman. I couldn't tell from looking at you. It's a good thing you talked. Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Sorry, my voice is... Seems like Shadowrun has this effect on my voice. So much reading. Then again, I talk the same amount in any other video. I don't know. Were there any other witnesses? Wait, were there witnesses, period? Was there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. All right, what do you need, lady? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. And I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belonged to the victims, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? This better pay off. Alright, so I need to find 2 haunted objects. Alright, let's find a bowl of dog food. Please, someone. I don't want to be the only person who got my own reference. Okay, let's go over here. So we got one pile of items over here. And what do we find? There's a large pile of odd old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage, or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Yep, shoes came off. Dig through the shoe pile. Sorting through the shoes, you realize that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair. A left blue sneaker, a right red high heel pump, and a left black dress shoe. Let's take a look at the dress shoe. The dress shoe is a black lace-up with rubber sole. What about the high heel pump? The pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It is otherwise unremarkable. Alright, fine. Bottom of the list. The sneaker. The sneaker is a child's. It has musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get the sort of shock as if from static electricity when you touch it. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the shoe. Alright, well, it's not a bowl of dog food, but I'll take it. The haunted shoe. I like that. Alright, what's this? It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Let's dig through the trash. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Let's inspect the earring. The earring is made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the earring. What about the dented lunchbox? I hope it's a Ninja Turtle lunchbox. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Darn it! Close enough. Inspect the cred stick. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDA and 200 new yen is added to your account. And we're just gonna walk away. Haha, nice. That was a little bit too easy. That's my one complaint with the, we'll say the first chapter of Shadowrun Returns. Not the expansion, or what is it, Dragonfall? I think that's what it was called. Is that it's extremely linear, and there's like next to no real challenge to these kind of things. It's basically just click on everything that you see, and then you should be able to make your way through. Alright, Shannon Half Sky. It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yeah, they're right here. I'd like to keep looking for more. No, it's okay. I'll stick with 2. My hands are still kind of... goopy. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Uh-oh. What's McCluskey up to? Officer Aguirre trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is your crime scene, officer, not some sailor's drum circle. Let's see. Isn't a standard procedure to contact the next of kin? That's her brother. Makes it her business. Watch your tone. She's in mourning. Yeah, why not? Alex X can be sensitive, but still hardcore. Yeah, let's tell this guy off. Watch your ass, else you're gonna find my boot lodged up in it! I don't know where you got this accent all of a sudden, but alright. Let's go with that for now. Now get the hell out! Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. I hear you, sister! And I believe we've been kicked out. Alright! I think that's good for this episode. We're going to go ahead and stop things here. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me in this adventure in Shadowrun Returns. Next time, from what I can foresee, we're probably going to be talking to Shannon. We're probably going to, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to just continue the game. It's pretty linear. I can't really give us any direction for next time. But until next time, I'd like to ask you all to game on.